Hi there and welcome. On this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of the most common mistakes that I see in online stores. So let's get into the list. The first mistake on this list is trying to be everywhere and do everything. It is true that the more exposure your brand has, the more probability you will have to get new customers. But if you are doing everything at the same time, you won't be able to do a good job. You should just focus on a few key things. For example, avoiding creating content for all social media platforms that exist. Instead of that, just focus on 1 or 2 at most. For example, if you are a B2C store, you should focus on Instagram and Facebook. And if you are doing B2B, your main focus should be LinkedIn, at least at this point in time. This will avoid you getting burned out and will allow you to be a better communicator on the platforms that you choose. You should instead focus more on your store presentation, because after you get your potential customer in your store, you need to show him or her that you are trustworthy, and that will facilitate you to get sales. And this brings us to the second mistake on this list, that is product presentation. After brands get their potential customers in the store, they need to convince the customer to actually take action and purchase the product. Most of the issues that I see are providing only one image of your product, showing a product from only one angle, not offering shoppers a zoom feature on images, and not providing good copy in product descriptions. For example, some stores just simply copy and paste the manufacturer specifications on their descriptions. The good news are that all these issues, if fixed, will make the website look more professional and will help you gain trust with potential customers. So let me share with you the solutions to those issues. You should have multiple images of your product from every side and angle. Just remember that the customer doesn't have any other interaction with the product except what you have for them to see on the website. But be careful. Don't only show them the product in a white background and different angles on the same white background. Also focus on showing lifestyle images of your target audience using the product. For example, if you are selling running shoes, you should also have images of people running on trails or at the gym or near the beach. Think of the different ways that your customer will use the product and then share images that show them how they would look if they use the product. The zoom feature is also something that you can add with ease to your website. It's important for the customer to be able to see every detail of the product that you are trying to sell. If you are using one of the common e-commerce platforms like Shopify or WordPress with the Ecommerce plugin, for example, you have plenty of options that are both paid and free. As you can see here, if you just search for plugins on WordPress, you can see a lot of different plugins that will allow you to enable a zoom feature on your website. And Shopify as well, you can see here a lot of them, both with paid and free options. Now for the descriptions of the product, unfortunately most stores don't pay much attention to that section of the page, because they just think that since they have the photos, that should be more than enough for the customer to understand what the product is, and that should be enough to convince the customer to make the purchase. But that's not really the case. If you think about it, the description is a great opportunity to connect further with your potential customer, to make them understand how the product will make them feel and how it will improve their lives. It's also a great place to answer some concerns that some customers might have and to reassure them that the product is good. Let me show you 2 examples of websites that could have some of these mistakes fixed. For example, I found this store that sells bracelets, and as you can see, they have good images, and they also have some images of a woman wearing the product. But then if you scroll below, they only have this description right here, which really doesn't seem like it should be enough, and it seems to be only done for SEO purposes. And then they have a few other images. Then they also have additional information, and the additional information are just a copy-paste of the manufacturing section. So my issue with this website in particular, it's they only have one description that it seems to be just targeting SEO and not really trying to convince the customer and show him how the product would benefit them. I found all this because this shop is actually a dropshipping shop. So I found the exact same bracelet on AliExpress, and you can see the images are exactly the same and they don't have anything else, so they just copied everything. They don't really use the description to convince the customer to make the purchase. This is another example that I find out, and on the product description they have the specifications and they have images, in this case of the watch, on different colors. But I think it would be a good addition, for example, to have someone actually using the watch, because the only picture that they show is actually of the wrist, and I think it would convince the customer even further to make the purchase if there were some shots that showed more the type of people that would use this watch. And this is also a dropshipping store. As you can see, I found the same watch, and the only description that they have is the description that they have right here. So it's just the product manufacturing specifications. And then they just have the exact same photos. I think both these examples showed simple ways that they could improve their stores and make them more professional for customers. The third and final mistake on this video is not having a specific target audience. Some brands just try to cater to everyone, for example, selling bracelets to all females in the United States. If you don't focus on a specific target audience and try to sell to everyone, you will end up selling to no one. Especially if you are a smaller brand, the smaller your target audience is, the more relatable you will be to that audience, and you are most likely to get a sale. For example, in the bracelet example that I just gave, it will be easier for you to connect with a customer if you are focusing on females from the age of 25 to 35. It will be easier to make content for this specific audience and try to understand your client needs and wants. Also, if you want people to choose your website instead of Amazon or any other big website, you need to focus on creating culture. You should try to get answers on these specific questions. What values are important to them? What needs does your product solve for them? What are their interests? What subcultures they may be a part of? Answering these questions will help you connect and find more opportunities to engage with your target audience. And this concludes this video. What do you think of this list? Do you have any other mistakes that I didn't cover on this video? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what other topics you think I should cover on future videos. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. It will really help me out. Have a good one.